And we welcome to Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School tonight Video Productions presents the season premiere of girls high school basketball for the 2023-2024 season, and we welcome you in. We think we got a good one between Beckley and Princeton. With Eric Thomas, I'm Maris Lowry. We have the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing, and Faith Alexander is on camera. And Eric, the last time we saw these two teams play, they were playing in this gym, and they were playing for a sectional championship. Beckley won that game, and Beckley and Princeton both went to the state tournament a year ago.
Yeah, and Princeton, you know, that was a good bounce back for Princeton as they had to go and travel on the road to GW, who was probably favored in that game, and Princeton pulled out a big win. And I look for that to jumpstart this team, this Princeton Tiger team, in this basketball season.
Yeah, Beckley was able to beat South Charleston here to punch their ticket, and as you mentioned, Princeton went on the road. However, when we start the season tonight, and this is the earliest I can ever remember the girls' season starting here in the calendar of November, but Beckley is a completely different team this season than what they were a year ago. One of their top players, Abby Dillon, decided not to play, so they don't have her services. And then as you look into tonight's game, Eric, we were told when we got here that Beckley's going to be minus 2 starters tonight. And one of perhaps the most experienced player, Josie Cross, will not play tonight. She won't suit up. And also Alana Ellis, who was injured for the biggest part of last year. She was going to be in the starting lineup. She's not going to play. So Coach Neighbors really will have a very thin bench here tonight.
Yeah, and, you know, it seems like, you know, a few things fell the wrong place for, you know, the Lady Flying Eagles. But look for this coaching staff. Have a lot of faith in Coach Neighbors, and he'll get the best out of whatever girls that he has on the roster. And I look for them to play, you know, really hard and, you know, try to get some wins.
Of the two girls that are going to get the majority of the minutes, barring foul trouble tonight, that would be Sarah Hopkins and Leilani Mans, his most two experienced players. And of course, Sarah Hopkins, we saw her in warm-ups with both legs with braces on. She's gone through quite a few injuries on her own.
Yeah, and that's one thing you and I talked off, you know, off the air. And my hat's off, having had a knee injury, you know, for her to bounce back, and she's really fought, you know, to get back on the court. So I look for her, you know, I hope she can play injury-free this season. And
for Princeton, Matt Smith's done an excellent job. This is his 4th season. And, Eric, when we look at Princeton's lineup, it seems like they've got girls that have played there 5 or 6 years, like they got a redshirt year and a COVID year. You know, Maddie Stoll's been one of their top players. She's back again. Also the Sarver girl, as well as Collins and Hurt. So it seems like those are girls' names that you and I, over the last couple of years, have called a lot of basketball games and a lot of Princeton games, and those girls have been a part of it.
Yeah, and definitely, and I think the edge, you know, early on, if you wanted to say, the edge would have to go to Princeton, you know, with Maddie Stoll and like Asia Collins and the girls that we're speaking on, because you bring back experience and also an experienced team that was able to get to the state tournament.
So we're looking forward to the game here. Going to tip at the bottom of the hour. We'll take our first break and come back and get you ready for the first game of this new year, the 2023-2024 girls high school season between Beckley and Princeton, as the curtain will come up on the girls season as we're here at the Beckley Auto Mall Dutch Miller pregame show. We'll take our first break and be right back here on Video Productions.
At Access Health, we believe there's a difference between care and caring. We know you by name, and our 26 locations keep you healthy so that you can do the things that truly matter.
Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia high school athletics and our area student athletes. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, with 2 locations for your convenience: 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley and 8762 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia's student athletes. A winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
Take care of this by the end of the day.
Sure, I'll take care of that. Done.
It's that easy with compliance. Compliance, we've got your back office.
City National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment Champion Mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
Compliance helped me lose 50 pounds by freeing up tasks like payroll, HR, and bookkeeping. I'm now free to do what I want.
With compliance, you can do what you want to do. Compliance, we've got your back office.
Hey, grab me one too.
Unlock the money already in your home at City National Bank. Consolidate loans or fund your next big project with a home equity line of credit with a great low intro rate. Visit your local branch to get started. City National Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. Learn more at homeequity.bankatcity.com.
And we welcome you back to Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Leisure Lanes. Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road in Beckley. And right now, make your plans for New Year's Eve, and it's a great time. It's bowling. It's a lot of fun, Eric. We know from last year, a lot of good food, a lot of good fun, and you can bring in the new year. It's hard to believe 2024, and we're not that far away from it. Make your reservations now by dialing 304-253-7328. Also want to tell you about the fine folks at Edward Jones Financial Advisors. You can call Heather Cantley or Wayne Rhodes. Call Heather at 304-254-9995 or Wayne Rhodes at 304-253-7335. And also the fine folks of Indoor Air. Indoor Air is a proud sponsor of girls high school basketball. For all your heating and cooling needs, you're a Amana dealer. You can dial up the good folks at Indoor Air at 304-890-2212. Well, Eric, both teams are on the floor, and looks like we're going to have the playing of the national anthem. We'll take a quick break and get ready to put the ball in the air. The season opener, Beckley and Princeton, up next here on Video Productions.
I'm Leanna Burnett, owner of Window World of Beckley. At Window World, we are proud to deliver exterior solutions that are beautiful, affordable, and guaranteed for life. We do things the right way. Honest pricing, no gimmicks, and thousands of satisfied customers. Call Window World of Beckley today at 1-800-NEXT-WINDOW and have your new windows, siding, and doors before winter. Window World of Beckley, family owned,
nationally known.
We won't raise your rates just because of an accident. Sure, everyone thinks they're a good driver. But when an accident happens, with Allstate, you don't have to worry, even if it's your fault. It's called accident forgiveness, and it starts the day you sign up. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Hey, my name's Paige, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the crispiness of the breading and the tenderness of the filet. It's tasty, it's warm, it's total satisfaction.
Hi, this is Tanya, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is that warm bun, the perfectly seasoned chicken, and that pickle. Woo! I love it. There's a taste of my childhood in every bite.
Football season is starting and the all-star lineup of new Kias are here at Friendship Kia of Beckley. We have the playbook to help you score the big win on your new Kia purchase. We make sure you get the best price with almost all of our new cars priced at invoice. And don't forget, we have one of the largest selections of inventory to help find you that perfect ride. We have a roster full of non-commissioned sales staff and an any reason 7-day exchange program. So get off the bench and get a new Kia from your friends at Friendship Kia of Beckley.
We're dealing!
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us, New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us, New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our New Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And we welcome you back to Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School with Eric Thomas. I'm Maris Lowry. We're getting you ready for the Beckley-Princeton game. And Eric, Princeton starters were just introduced. Beckley being introduced now for Princeton. They'll go with Kaylee Wright, Maddie Stoll, Addison Sarver, Asia Collins, and Carly Hurt will be the starters for Princeton under fourth-year head coach Matt Smith. For Beckley, they're being introduced. It'll be Sarah Hopkins. She'll get the starting nod. Also, it'll be Addison Walker into the starting lineup. Sarah Hopkins, Addison Walker, also into the lineup. A starter will be Samala Nelson. And trying to see who else is out there. Leilani Mans.
Yeah, Carson Gunther.
And Carson Gunther will be a starter in the Beckley lineup. So we're ready to go. The opening tip of the ball game is brought to you by Infinity Co. Infinity Co. is now hiring, and if you want to work close to home, you can come and join the team at Infinity Co. located in Sophia, West Virginia, which has been in operation since 2011. And you can go to their Facebook page or infinityco.com for more details of how you can get employed by Infinity Co. We're partnered. We're ready to start. It's hard to believe after another successful football season you and I had together, we're starting our third year of basketball. It's Beckley and Princeton, and we're ready to roll. Yes, I've been excited all day about this. Just throw it up in the air, and I'm anxious to see what both of these teams have some new players in, and I'm anxious to see how these ladies get after it. So it's going to be Nelson in the center circle for Beckley to jump, and going to jump against Stoll for Princeton. Of course, Beckley wearing the white uniforms trimmed in maroon. Princeton in the royal blue with their traditional white and orange. And they had to switch out the basketball. I guess one didn't have enough air in it. So that's not the one we want, because you and I are shooters, and we want one that's got air in it. That's right. And we are ready to start a new season as the referee gets set and ready to put the ball in the air. And the 2023-2024 girls high school season here on Video Productions is underway. Princeton controls the tip and works to the basket to our left. So I'll describe the play. So I don't know what's going on with the camera here. So Princeton working the ball around the horn. Beckley's playing man-to-man, and we got a whistle, and Princeton turns it over on their first possession. First turnover of the night as Princeton is forced into a double dribble, and a good defensive set for the Lady Flying Eagles. So here's a big key would be the point guard for Beckley as they work it around the horn. The ball on the far side over to Gunther. Now Sarah Hopkins has it between the circles. Hopkins brings it to the right side of the floor. Backdoor pass, little floater, and it's short, but there's Mans with the putback. Couldn't get it to go. And that's something that Mans did really well a year ago, Eric, was those putbacks. Yeah, and right now, and what Mans has to do, especially with this short bench, is not really get into foul trouble, because I think she can be an asset on the glass. Here's Collins with a nice drive and shot off the glass, up and in. The first points of the game and the first points of the new season goes to Asia Collins. A nice little floater into the lane. It looks like Princeton's going to stick in this man-to-man defense right here, and it's going to be imperative that you make shots if you're Beckley. Sarah Hopkins dials it up for a three, and it wouldn't go. She had a good look and just didn't get the roll. Back the other way comes Princeton. A little more than a minute into the game. Here's a three ball straight away. That's no good by Princeton. That shot was put up by Stoll. And here comes Beckley back the other way. Sarah Hopkins with it, looks for a cutter. Nelson back this year after not playing last year. She's very athletic. They try to get the ball to Mans in the post. It's knocked out of bounds. Yeah, and you actually took the words right out of my mouth. I had a chance to watch Somalia Nelson in track, and she is one heck of an athlete. So Leilani Mans trying to find somebody open, and she throws it away. Here's Princeton running the open court. Nice play by Gunther as she gets back in transition for a swat left of the lane.
Yeah, great transition defense right there. As it looked like Princeton was going to have a layup, and Gunther was able to come up with the block.
So Princeton will inbound the ball, and there's a lot of contact, no whistles. Samalia Nelson comes down with the Beckley rebound. Here's Gunther getting the ball across midcourt, and the ball is taken away by Collins. And, you know, Eric, this is kind of what I thought. We're just about 2 minutes into the first game, the first quarter of the first game. And really, they don't seem to be tight, but it's a lot of action but not a lot of scoring. That's kind of what I expected early in the game.
Yeah, exactly. Both teams are just trying to get their legs, you know, up under.
Little feel,
a lot of shots not falling, but you like the energy of both teams.
Yeah, that's one thing. I don't think they came out flat by any means. Beckley now in a zone as Princeton tries to work the low post. Nothing cooking there with Mans being the defender.
Yeah, and a little good switch up here by Coach Neighbors. You know,
here's
Beckley's
a three ball is not there as Nelson gets the rebound. That three was put up by Sarver. But you know, Eric, with Beckley's bench not being as deep as he would have hoped tonight, it's probably why they got to play a little bit more zone to protect his players a little bit. And now there's a held ball, and the arrow will keep it with Beckley.
Yeah, and one thing Gunther's doing right there, I think she got to receive the ball just a little too high, you know, dribbled into traffic and trouble. But she'll learn as the year goes along to really try to get closer to the basket, post up.
Sarah Hopkins will get the ball in play. Ball goes to Walker. Now Mann's way out high, and that's not really where they want her with the ball. She puts up the shot, and she gets bailed out by getting a foul.
Definitely.
Because you definitely don't want, I'm sure Coach Neighbors does definitely not want Mann's handling the ball 30 feet away from the basket as we watch the replay there, and she gets bailed out.
And she did get bailed out, and that was going to be the first one on first personal foul on Asia Collins. And I think our viewers need to know the new rule that after 5 fouls as Leilani Mans gets the first one to fall.
Yeah, the new rules is it's not 7 before you go in the 1-on-1. It's 5 fouls, and then they start over at each quarter. And also, there's no more 1-on-1, Eric. It's all 2 shots, which I like the new rule. Actually, that's the way it was way back in the 70s, like 50 years ago, as Mans makes 1 of 2. Here's Princeton on the run, a lot of contact, no whistle, and a nice finish by Kaylee Wright.
Yeah, and Kaylee Wright was able to absorb the contact and finish. And I think that was a good no call by the refs.
Nice position by Mans. Her shot is blocked from behind. They try to get the ball down in low to Mans, and we've got a whistle. And what do we got here? We're going to have a foul. It's a Princeton foul. We'll keep it with Beckley.
I didn't see who that was whistled on. Might have been on Stahl for Princeton. I think it was on Maddie Stahl, and that'll be her first, team second.
So Mans tries to get the ball inside, does to Nelson. A little short shot, doesn't go. The putback is not there. Mans doing work on the offensive glass. Will draw the foul and get to the line.
Mans does a great job after throwing it in to Nelson, doing a good job of getting in position to get that offensive rebound with a chance for 2 more points here at the free throw line as she finished 1 of 2. Her first try.
And that's one thing that we both thought at the end of last year that Leilani Mans was really doing work on that offensive glass. And this is an area, because she gets fouled a lot, where she's going to have to improve her percentage from the line. The last time she was there, 1 of 2, as she makes the first of 2 here.
Yeah, there are 2 things that I think that she needs to improve on, and is her free throw shooting and not taking that extra dribble when she receives it in the post, just going straight up with it.
Well, she's got all of Beckley's 3 points. She's 3 of 4 at the line. Beckley still in a zone. Collins barking out signals. Princeton trying to find an opening, a crease in that zone. Here's a deep 3, and that's off the glass and no good. Mans had it for a minute. That shot was put up by Wright. And then actually Sarver had that shot. There's a runner by Sarver, no good. And there is Sarah Hopkins coming down with the rebound as they battle to the floor. The arrow will give the ball back to Princeton.
And that's one thing you get with Sarah Hopkins. Good job of getting to the floor, you know, trying to, you know, save possession here. And Princeton, just good hustle on both sides.
So Princeton's going to take a timeout, 4:24 for the quarter. We'll take it with them. We'll be right back. 4-3 the score in favor of Princeton. We'll be right back here on Video Productions.
Game is sponsored by Brian Helton. Brian is running to represent you in the state senate. Brian is the conservative choice for Raleigh, Wyoming, and Fayette counties. He is pro-life and supports our Second Amendment rights. Brian Helton will work hard to make it happen. Paid for by Helton for West Virginia. Kayla Kessinger, Treasurer.
Grab the one thing that everyone's loving, and as it happens, they come by the dozen. Everybody loves it, and everybody knows it. Everybody loves a donut.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. You keep us going. Thank you.
Welcome back to Beckley. Out of that timeout, Princeton with possession of the ball in front of the Beckley bench. Sarah Hopkins, when she went to the floor there, it looked like she got hit maybe in her nose and her eye. Maybe her contact, as they had to take her out of the ball game.
Yeah, looks
and
like
new player in, which is Rachel Pritt, a freshman for Beckley, as Leilani Mans clears the boards. Here's Walker in the open court for Beckley. Walker takes it to the glass.
A lot of contact.
A lot of contact. You got to play through it. They fight for the rebound, and it's going to be a Princeton foul. Good hustle.
Excuse me, Maris, that'll be Princeton's 3rd team foul. And one thing that's keeping Beckley, in the game is their work on the glass. And right now, if you can get in this bonus early in this first quarter, you could, score some points from the free throw line.
And that's a good point, Eric, since all of Beckley's points have come from the free throw line as Beckley turns it over. We're halfway into the first quarter. They've yet to make a field goal. All 3 points have come at the line from Leilani Mans, and as you mentioned, 4 team fouls. The new rule on the 5th foul, you shoot 2 for the rest of the quarter, so that's very important.
Yeah, and that's very important. And right now with Maddie Stahl, of Princeton on the bench, I think Beckley has the size advantage if they can just, throw it down low and try to induce some fouls and get to the free throw line.
That was a nice drive by Wright, and she did everything but make the shot. Nice take to the basket on the baseline, and just couldn't get the shot to go. So back the other way comes Beckley, trying to grab their first lead. They get the ball inside to Samalia Nelson. She goes up, puts up the short shot, and scores. She got hops right there in front of the rim, and we talked about it, Eric, what a great athlete that she is.
And you know what? The entry pass right there is what made the play, put it right to where Nelson could get it and turn and score.
Here's Beckley with the loose ball, had it for a minute. Pritt couldn't hang on to it. And here's Collins for Princeton. Throws up a wild shot, and it's answered. That was an off-balance 15-footer off the glass by Asia Collins, and it's answered, and Princeton regains the lead.
And Asia Collins is 2 of 2 from the field right now, 4 points. As you see on the replay here.
Look at that wild-looking shot off the glass.
The bank is open.
Well, here's the thing, Eric. You'll agree with this. You miss every shot you don't take, right?
Yeah, I'm a firm believer in that theory.
Yeah, if you throw it up, it's got a chance to go in, and that one sure did. Here's Nelson with it now. Pritt thought about the 3. Gunther with it on the drive. They cut her off. She puts up a short shot. It won't go. And once again, there's Nelson. And they got a held ball, and it'll stay with Beckley.
Yes, but that was a good aggressive rebound by Nelson to retain possession for Beckley here as they dig into their bench.
And Mack will check into the game.
Yeah, Shiloh Mack.
Yep.
She's a freshman.
Also, Candace Reed will check in, also a freshman, and also back on the floor, Sarah Hopkins.
If you can remember, we did the park
the middle school championship,
and Shiloh Mack, played a good part in that game.
Nice shot with the left hand by Sarah Hopkins into the lane. That was a real nice play, and that was a more difficult shot than what it may have appeared as Sarah Hopkins able to get her first points of the new year.
Yeah, but a nice job with her offhand right there in the paint.
Good job by Princeton working the ball around the Beckley zone. Collins with it, tries to drive. Good Beckley defense with this zone.
Well, this zone is being effective right now because they're rotating well.
That's Connor into the game for Princeton. Put up that 3, no good. They battle for the rebound, and Sarah Hopkins comes out of there with it to Walker. There's Mack with it, and now Beckley get the ball down inside. And there's definitely a foul. That's free throw time as Princeton's over the limit. So Princeton has committed 5 fouls in this first quarter. Beckley yet to commit a foul, and that will get Beckley to the free throw line in Candace Reed, the freshman, to shoot 2.
Yeah, and that one's going to be on Chloe Clendenin of Princeton. And as she did not want that entry pass to come in, a lot of contact. And let's see if the Lady Flying Eagles can cash in at the free throw line.
So here's the first free throw. It's good. And Beckley shot well at the line, only missing 1 as they add to their lead. That's a nice release. Good form that time by Candace Reed. And now she'll shoot the back end of the 2-shot opportunity. Reed set, good form, and great result.
A great rotation.
Right,
Good
great form. Beckley with a 3-point advantage. And here's Collins with it for Princeton. And I think, Eric, this zone for Beckley has given Princeton a little fits here in this first quarter.
You know, and they're working at it. The zone only works if you really get out on shooters that, challenge the shots and rebound out of it. And right now, this has been the recipe in this first quarter for Coach Brian Neighbors.
And usually Beckley wants to play really fast, but without not having the players available to them, they've had to slow the game down.
Well, you adjust to,
the
to
players
your
you
team.
have, right.
And I'm a firm believer of that. A lot of coaches don't, and that's, a good job by Coach Neighbors.
There's a 3, a little too strong by Mack. Well, yeah, if you don't have Greyhounds, you don't want to keep running.
That's right.
And not to say this Beckley team can't run, but they don't want to play as fast as they would have if they had their full arsenal with them. There's an offensive rebound. There's the first Beckley foul. And that's a nice job sneaking in that time is Emma Harmon, and she'll get the offensive rebound and draw the foul, and Harmon will get to the line.
Yeah, and right here, as we see on the replay, good entry pass and a lot of contact. It may have been lower body, and Princeton will get to the free throw line to try to cash in.
That first free throw is no good. That foul was on Nelson, and that's her first, team's first. So Harmon will shoot the back end of the 2-shot opportunity. Second free throw on its way, and it's no good. She missed them both. And there's a Princeton foul, and we'll walk the other end and shoot a couple free throws. And, Eric, of what I've seen when Candace Reed was at the line the last time, as we both talked about, what form, what rotation she has, an opportunity to add a couple more points for Beckley, and that's been very effective in this first quarter of getting to the line.
And, she did a great job of getting that rebound, Candace Reed did, and keeping it high and being strong with the basketball. Now, let's see if she can cash in with 2 more here.
Well, like I said, she does the same thing every time. The way she dribbles, her form is excellent. As you mentioned, the nice rotation of the ball and increases Beckley's lead to 4.
And that's the key to making free throws, getting your rhythm, have the same, routine, and knock them down.
Well, you definitely can tell that she's practiced her craft because she's 4 for 4 at the line, and it's been nothing but net.
And it just looks real comfortable and
right.
confident up there.
Right. So Beckley's opened up its largest lead of the game at 5 as we come up to the final minute of the first quarter. There's a nice drive down the lane, and that shot doesn't go for Princeton. That shot put up by Wright, and back the other way comes Beckley with it. And Beckley turns it over. Yep.
Yes.
And that time they might have went a little too fast.
Yeah, a little too fast. But if you look right now, Coach Neighbors has, 3 freshmen, donning the floor right now. And nothing can help but experience on the varsity level.
That's right. And the way to get experience, the way to swim is you get in the pool, right?
That's right.
All right, coming up on the final 40 seconds of quarter number 1. And like I said, that zone has really given Princeton, I think, some troubles. Collins tries to drive through it off the glass, doesn't go. Sarah Hopkins pulls it down. And let's see if Beckley will want to hold it. I know they normally don't hold it in this day and time for the final shot with this much time left in the quarter, but they won't. There's a 3. It doesn't go. And after that miss, back the other way comes Princeton. Here's a 3 ball on the right side. It's good. Hitting the 3 is Bain. Bain drills a 3 ball, and now you would think last shot time for Beckley. They throw it away. Here's a half-court shot. Count if it goes, and it goes! A half-court shot is good by Kaylee Wright, and with that shot, Princeton will take a 1-point lead going to the end of the quarter. At the end of 1, as we watch that shot, it's Princeton 12, Beckley 11. Be right back here on Video Productions. Hey, that was a 3, right?
I'm Leanna Burnett, owner of Window World of Beckley. At At Window World, we are proud to deliver exterior solutions that are beautiful, affordable, and guaranteed for life. We do things the right way. Honest pricing, no gimmicks, and thousands of satisfied customers. Call Window World of Beckley today at 1-800-NEXT-WINDOW and have your new windows, siding, and doors before winter. Window World of Beckley, family owned,
Nationally known.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us. New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us. New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
And we welcome you back to Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School with Eric Thomas. I'm Maris Lowry. As we watch the final play of the first quarter, Eric, wow, that was a half-court shot. And, you know, to think how well Beckley played and now be behind as we start the second quarter.
Yeah, and it's one thing, a teachable moment for Coach Neighbors and his girls. 2 turnovers led to 6 points.
As we get ready to start the second quarter is brought to you by Modley's. Modley's Plumbing and Heating, 253-HELP. The fine folks at Modley's being a sponsor of high school basketball. Well, we're ready to go to the second quarter, and Beckley had a 5-point lead, and Princeton scored the final 5 points of the second quarter to take a 1-point lead, 12-11, as we start quarter number 2. And, Eric, I'll tell you, for an opening game and not really knowing what Beckley was going to have out on the floor, as Princeton has players with a little bit more game experience, I thought it was a well-played quarter and a very entertaining first quarter.
Yeah, exactly. I think if you don't know what to expect if you're Coach Neighbors and Coach Matt Smith from Princeton with a lot of different parts and both teams seem to play with energy and within themselves. So
Connor ready to put the ball in play as Princeton will have possession to start quarter number 2. And like I said, Princeton finished that first quarter on a 5-0 run. Beckley still back in that zone. So let's see if Princeton able to build off the momentum. And whenever you hit a big shot like that, boy, especially a buzzer beater like that, Princeton being very patient, working the ball around. They try to get the ball in the post. They do. Good defense by Beckley. That's a tough shot, and they battle for the rebound, and Leilani Mans, after a second shot by Princeton, comes out of there with it. So here's a turnover.
Leilani is doing a good job. Mans is doing a good job of staying straight up, because it's imperative that she stays on the floor, for her rebounding prowess and the way, she's a veteran player now for this team.
So there's a foul on Princeton. They got in foul trouble in that first quarter. Once again, the new rule, we start all over with fouls. So on the 5th foul is when you get into the bonus, and it's 2 shots, no more one-on-one. As Princeton knocks it out of bounds, it'll stay with Beckley.
Yeah, and Princeton got away with a defensive gaff right there as the entry pass was, a little low because Leilani Mans was wide open underneath the bucket.
They're trying to get the ball inside. The ball is knocked away. And it's not over and back because Princeton touched it. Now it goes off of Sarah Hopkins, and it will be a Beckley turnover.
Yeah, and right now the pressure, just a little careless with the ball handling, and Beckley needs to settle down right now.
We're a minute here into the second quarter from Princeton on a 5-0 run going back to the end of the first quarter. As Collins kind of like just dribbling in circles there, kind of got me dizzy as they shoot a 3, and that's a bank shot, and that's no good by Connor.
But great box out right there by Mans as Beckley turns it over again.
That's something if you're Sarah Hopkins, and I think she's mad at herself, I think if she would have pushed the ball a little further before she made the pass.
Too tough of an angle to make that pass. In the spacing of you're right. She needed to create a passing lane, and the one defender defended both Beckley players that time.
So here's Princeton with it. And there's a little short shot. It's good right of the lane, and that bucket is by Wright. Beckley will take a timeout. So we'll take it with them. We'll be right back It's a 3-point advantage for Princeton, 14-11. You're watching girls high school basketball here on Video Productions.
At Access Health, we believe there's a difference between care and caring. We know you by name, and our 26 locations keep you healthy so that you can do the things that truly matter.
This game is sponsored by Brian Helton. Brian is running to represent you in the state senate. Brian is the conservative choice for Raleigh, Wyoming, and Fayette counties. He is pro-life and supports our Second Amendment rights. Brian Helton will work hard to make it happen. Paid for by Helton for West Virginia. Kayla Kessinger, Treasurer.
Welcome you back to Beckley, and out of the timeout, Eric, going back to the first quarter. Princeton now on a 7-0 run, and they lead by 3.
Yeah, and Princeton's going to extend the pressure right now as Beckley may have got away with a travel.
And also, you know, Beckley may have attacked and maybe a little lack of experience as they turn it over. When they beat the pressure, instead of just holding the ball right there, maybe should attack the basket.
Yeah, exactly. And right now, Princeton's they're really up in the pressure, and it's getting to the the lack of ball handling. Now, I'm not going to say lack of ball handling, but the youth in the game.
The inexperience, yes. Here's Sarah Hopkins with the steal, and she gets bumped and pushed out of bounds. So that'll be the second team foul on Princeton here in the second quarter. A nice play by Sarah Hopkins.
Yeah, good hustle play as she made amends for, her turnover. She created one right there. And with 6:04, to go in this second quarter, I think this possession is key as Beckley don't want to give up too many.
Nice pass inside to Walker. She couldn't finish. The ball was knocked out of bounds. It'll go over to Princeton. That was a beautiful pass by Walker trying to get the ball to Nelson down low.
Yeah, and Nelson, just rushed that a little bit, and a little bit of contact, but they're letting them play. Just gonna have to finish strong underneath.
But yeah, Beckley's been stuck on 11 over about the last 3.5 minutes of actual game time. And here's Walker coming out with the steal. And when you're struggling to score, nothing helps better than getting an easy bucket.
As they turn it over in transition, though.
Collins with a little floater into the lane, doesn't go.
Got numbers.
And here's what Beckley needs. Nelson going in for the easy layup. And like I said, when you're struggling from the floor, there's nothing like it getting an easy bucket like that.
Nelson with the layup. That'll be her 4th points of the contest as they pull within one, the Lady Flying Eagles.
Princeton working around that Beckley zone. Ball was deflected into the backcourt by Sarah Hopkins. Had a little chat with Sarah Hopkins before the game tonight. And she's really when Josie Cross gets back, the two major leaders, but Sarah Hopkins being the senior, on this team, as Collins will dial it up from 3 in the corner and hit. Ring the bell from downtown as Collins shows the sign of a 3-ball as she runs back down the other way.
Yeah, Collins has really, brought her game. That's her 7th point of the contest to lead.
And she gets a steal. And now good hustle by Leilani, man. Eric, you love to see your bigs like Mans going down on the floor like that, going for a loose ball.
Yeah, and both, as you see on the replay here on the 3, catches it, gets her feet under, and nice follow through and knocks it down.
The arrow will be pointing toward Beckley, so the Flying Eagles will have it. Almost at the halfway point of quarter number 2. As Nelson to put it in play. Hopkins with it now. Beckley just trying to find maybe somebody cutting to the basket. Sarah Hopkins will dial it up for 3, back iron, too strong, and Princeton will come out of there with the rebound.
She got the shot she wanted, just not able to get, and I think they're going to get
Sarah Hopkins with the foul.
Hopkins with the reach.
So that'll be a Beckley foul. And checking back in will be Reed. Will check back in, and Gunner will check back in. Carson Gunner, freshman. So a lot of youth, as you mentioned earlier, Eric, out on the floor right now. There's 3 freshmen. 3
freshmen, and this group right here is the one forged Beckley to a lead in the first quarter.
Actually, 4 freshmen, right?
Yes.
4 of the 5. Sarah Hopkins being the lone senior, the remainder of the girls out there are freshmen.
Yeah, so something to build on.
Got to grow up now, right?
Yeah.
So Princeton with a little inbounds play. Nice shot by Stoll. And the largest lead of the game is right here for Princeton.
And that's Maddie Stoll's first points of the game as Beckley turns it over. The pressure's starting to get to the Lady Flying Eagles.
So Beckley turns it over. Here's a 3 ball from the left corner. It's too strong. They battle for the rebound, and this will be out of bounds to Princeton. That shot was put up by Carly Hurt. A little too strong that time. But Princeton will maintain possession as Sarver will put the ball in play. And there's a turnover. Or actually, they're going to call a held ball, and the possession will stay with Princeton. Beckley, Josie Cross not available tonight due to injury. And also Alana Ellis not available for Beckley due to injury as well. Here's a 3 dialed up. That 3 by Wright. And Princeton with this largest lead of the game at 9. And Beckley wants and needs a timeout. We'll take it with them. 3.5 to go till halftime. Largest lead of the game right here, 22-13 as we watch that 3 ball by Princeton. We're streaming live here on Video Productions.
General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
City National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment champion mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
And we welcome you back to Beckley with Eric Thomas. I'm Maris Lowry, the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, and the brains of the outfit, Faith Alexander, on camera. And you know, Eric, had been a while since you and I had done a game. Hadn't seen Nick in a while. I had to give him a big hug when I seen him come to the building here tonight.
Yeah, Nick always says, always good to see my man.
All right, Eric, right now Beckley in a hole. This is the largest lead of the game. This could be a real danger point here in the last 3.5 of half number 1. Beckley's got to find a way to finish strong for the half. And if you're Princeton, you're thinking, hey, we can turn this 9-point lead and maybe to a 15, 16-point lead before halftime.
It's getting danger zone. And right now the Princeton the Lady Tigers, they've knocked down 4 3 balls, and that's what's really, extended this lead.
And also making Beckley really work to get the ball up the floor because they know Beckley's bench is not that strong. There's a rejection, a beautiful defensive play by Stoll as she's able to get that block back the other way. Collins goes hard to the basket, draws the foul, and will get to the line to shoot a pair as Nelson will get whistled for the Beckley foul.
No, I think that was on Mack right there.
Was it?
Yes, it was on.
I beg your pardon?
As Shiloh Mack, the young freshman, picks up the foul, and that'll be the team's second. But nonetheless, it was a shooting foul, so.
Collins will shoot a pair. And the first one gets the roll. And now the largest lead of the game is here at 10. Well, Eric, this is a busy week for you and I. We'll be at Shady Spring High School on Friday for a couple of boys scrimmages, and then we'll have 4 games on Saturday that you and I will have, including the boys from Beckley playing Hurricane. And we'll also see George Washington, Parkersburg South. We'll see Ripley Independence, as Ripley and Greenbrier East, as well as Wyoming East and Independence. So we got a full slate coming up this weekend.
Yeah, nothing like basketball season. Let's throw it up in the air and see the shots fall.
So coming up on the 3-minute mark of the half, Beckley down 10. There's a little floater into the lane, a nice-looking shot. Even though it was kind of off the wrong foot, Walker able to score.
And they ran a good offensive set that time with good spacing and able, to penetrate and get a good shot up.
There's Princeton working it around. Here's a 3, And it's going to be short. That was put up by Wright. And we got a held ball, and we'll go over to Beckley.
Yeah, good hustle by, Sarah Hopkins. She just leaves it all out there on the floor.
So Beckley will have it, trying to cut into this lead. The biggest lead has been 10. It's 8 right now. But I think what Princeton is hoping, Eric, that this pressure here in the first half will catch up with Beckley in the second half as they force a turnover.
Yeah, and I think she was looking for, she being Addison Walker, did a good job of breaking the initial pressure. She was looking for a high ball screen, and no one came. And once you pick that dribble up, Mears, at least it's disaster as she was, induced into a fumble.
A fumble. Well, we just finished football. I guess you could say fumble in basketball. There's a nice drive, little shot. The shot was a little hard off the glass by Sarver, but now Princeton got it. We have a held ball, and it'll stay with the Lady Tigers. But the one thing, and I said this earlier in the broadcast, I felt that I wasn't really sure of the first game. You just never know what you're going to get. But I think that both teams, considering the first game, have looked a little better than maybe what I anticipated. As Collins will dial it up from distance. Doesn't go, but what a nice rebound. Sarver, the putback is not there. Nelson has it and saves it for Beckley. Hopkins trying to get finished, and she got hit in the face, and the ones that count didn't see that. And Sarver with a little floater and scores.
That was a nice little give and go right there.
Nice looking runner on the baseline by Sarver. The lead back to 10 equals the largest of the game. They try to get the ball down low, and it's knocked out of bounds. Trying to get the ball to Reed. As we watch this last play here.
Yeah, a little pass and back to a little floater.
That's old-style basketball, give and go. As into the lineup will be Bain checking in for Princeton.
Look like Cora Malone to John Stockton.
Yep. And it'll be Wood checking into the ball game also for the Lady Tigers. So Sarah Hopkins will put it in play. Gets it to Nelson, or tries to. And she gets double teamed, and they take it away from her. Here's Princeton on the move. Drive to the basket. The shot is no good. Ball's knocked out of bounds, and it'll stay with Princeton. So that's one thing about it, Eric. Beckley has really struggled in this second quarter to score. They had 11 at the end of the first quarter and only put up 4 points here in quarter number 2.
Yeah, and it's been a struggle, and a lot of it's been, the defense. Coach Matt Smith from Princeton has really, turned up the heat with pressure, full court pressure. It's really affected Beckley.
That three is too strong that time by Wood. And here's Mack on the attack. And Mack with the finish. And Princeton, I think, turns it over, and they do, as we watch Mack with a nice finish right of the lane.
Yeah, and Mack did a great job, of getting a couple dribbles, getting into the defender just enough to create space to make the layup.
Yep, that was a big Mack attack right there, wasn't it?
Definitely.
Here's Sarah Hopkins to inbound. She does. Nice play to Reed. The shot won't go, and Princeton will come out of there with the rebound with Bain. Under a minute remaining here in the opening half, coming up at halftime. We'll recap the first half. There's a three. It doesn't go. That three put up by Wright. And here's Beckley with it, with a chance to cut into the lead. Sarah Hopkins on the drive, and she traveled. No, they'll call a block. They'll call the block. I thought she traveled first, in all fairness.
Yeah, I think it was a travel and maybe, possibly, an offensive foul got bailed out right there. But it'll be on the ground. And let's see, with 42 seconds, I think Beckley will really try to get him a quick bucket and try to get back in this game.
So it'll be Beckley's ball on the Princeton foul as Hopkins will inbound. Finds Nelson on a beautiful cut to the basket, and Nelson with a nice finish. And Beckley has scored the last 4 to cut the lead to 6.
Nelson has scored the last 4. That's back-to-back buckets for Nelson.
Well, Mack had the one
Mack
before.
Had the layup,
right.
Yes.
Here's a 3 ball by Princeton. It's short. Long rebound comes out, and they battle for it, and Beckley comes out of there with it. 20 seconds for the half, and let's see if Beckley will hold it for the final shot. Here's Mack with it now. They'll reset it. Probably will now as we're approaching 10 seconds for half number 1. Walker on the move. They cut her off. Sarah Hopkins 15-footer, partially blocked. It'll go out of bounds. Will it not? No, it's saved, and now with .6, it hits out of bounds over to Princeton. So Beckley was down by as many as 10 on a couple occasions, and barring another half-court shot or a long shot by Princeton that we had it in the first quarter, well, they let them roll it up, and the shot is no good, and it wouldn't have counted because the clock expired. We've come to the end of the first half. At the end of one, it's Princeton leading by 6. Princeton 25, Beckley 19. We'll take a break, come back and recap the first half here on Video Productions.
Football season is starting and the all-star lineup of new Kias are here at Friendship Kia of Beckley. We have the playbook to help you score the big win on your new Kia purchase. We make sure you get the best price with almost all of our new cars priced at invoice. And don't forget, we have one of the largest selections of inventory to help find you that perfect ride. We have a roster full of non-commissioned sales staff and an any reason 7-day exchange program. So get off the bench and get a new Kia from your friends at Friendship Kia of Beckley.
We're dealing!
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. You keep us going. Thank you.
Every bite better with Pepsi.
And we welcome you back to the high school here at Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School. And at the break, we got a good one. Princeton leading 25-19 as we recap some of the first half. And the first half went back and forth. Beckley had a 5-point advantage at one point, 11-6. Princeton scored the final 6 points of the quarter to take a 12-11 first quarter lead, and then expanded that lead to 10 points on a couple of different occasions into the second quarter, before Beckley able to score the last couple of points and trim the lead to 25-19. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel with locations in both Beckley and Princeton. Love me some pig, and we love the fine taste of that crisp bacon, and that's what I'm talking about, that pig. It's not bacon or sausage, it's bacon and sausage. And also, they had a delicious turkey dinner a week before Thanksgiving from the fine folks at Cracker Barrel Old Country Store in Beckley and also Princeton. Also appreciate the fine folks of Modley's Plumbing and Heating. You can dial up 253-HELP. We'll take a break. When we come back, Eric will give you the numbers of the first half. We'll do that on the other end of the break, streaming here on Video Productions.
Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia high school athletics and our area student athletes. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, with 2 locations for your convenience, 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley and 8762 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia's student athletes. A winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
City National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment champion mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
Take care of this by the end of the day.
Sure, I'll take care of that.
Done. It's that easy with compliance. Compliance. We've got your back office.
Compliance helped me lose 50 pounds by freeing up tasks like payroll, HR, and bookkeeping. I'm now free to do what I want.
With compliance, you can do what you want to do. Compliance. We've got your back office.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. You keep us going. Thank you.
Unlock the money already in your home at City National Bank. Consolidate loans or fund your next big project with a home equity line of credit with a great low intro rate. Visit your local branch to get started. City National Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Learn more at homeequity.bankatcity.com.
And we welcome you back to Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School. At the break, Princeton in front 25-19. We're going to go inside the numbers, and inside the numbers are brought to you by Infinity Coal Company. Infinity Coal Company, you can apply online right now through the Facebook page at United Coal, or you can pick up an application at the Guard Shack located on Independence Road in Sophia, West Virginia. The fine folks of Infinity Coal. They also operate underground mines, surface mines, preparation plants, and a high wall mine in both Raleigh and Wyoming counties. Well, 25-19, Eric, and you have the numbers and the leading scores for both teams and the entire numbers from the first half.
Yeah, so Princeton, as you stated, leading 25-19 over Beckley. The difference in the first half has been the long ball from Princeton. They were able to knock down 4 threes in that first half, Maris. They're led in scoring by Kaylee Wright with 10 and Asia Collins with 8. And one other person, Bree Bain, came off the bench to hit a 3 and have 3 points for the Lady Tigers. The only thing that the Lady Tigers didn't do well in the first quarter, they went to the free throw line 4 times and was only able to make 1. On the flip side, Beckley not able to make a long ball, and that's one thing that's going to be different about this team. You know, last year they were able to knock down, shots from deep, so they're going to have to manufacture offense, especially without Josie Cross right now, any way they can. And they did it in the first half, Maris, by getting to the free throw line. They were 7 of 8 from the free throw line, and leading them in scoring right now, Somalia Nelson with 6. Candace Reed came off the bench, the young freshman, has 4 points and was 4-4 from the free throw line, and Leilani Mans with 3 points.
Eric, one of the things that seems kind of funny to me, and I think you'll agree, that in years past, you never would think that teams want to speed Beckley up. But now that since this is a complete new team, as we mentioned through the course of the broadcast, that you have to coach to the players that you have. So this is a team for Beckley. They can't play as fast as they played in the past, and Princeton try to speed them up by extending the pressure and hope that pressure it did lead to some turnovers, but thinking maybe it'll wear Beckley down as we get into the second half.
Yeah, and you're exactly right, Maris, because the way Beckley played in the past, that Princeton press would have led to a lot of layups and open 3-point shots, but Coach Neighbors are going to have to adjust to it, personnel. And right now, though, you have to be pleased if you're Coach Neighbors, which most coaches are never pleased. But with all the youth that they played, at one point they had 4 out of 5 players on the floor were freshmen.
Yep.
So, getting their feet wet, and like you said, you can't swim unless you get thrown in the pool. And right now they get shoved into the pool because, they're playing. It's a big difference between middle school basketball and varsity and high school.
Yeah, from middle school basketball to JV or now into varsity. And what was a 10-point lead on a couple different occasions, Beckley was able to get that lead under 6 and not let that lead balloon to 15.
And I think that was, crucial and key going in the half, because right now, if you're Coach Neighbors, you can say, hey, we get the ball with the first possession to start the second half, and we can cut into this lead even more if we can run a good set, and get a bucket and see what it does in the third quarter.
As we go to break, I want to tell you about the fine folks of Edward Jones Financial Advisors. You work hard for your money, so when you're ready to retire like me, you need to plan. You can turn to the professionals at Edward Jones Financial Advisors. Heather Cantley at 304-254-9995 or Wayne Rhodes at 304-253-7335. We'll take a break, come back, get you ready for the second half. Princeton leads Beckley by 6, streaming here on Video Productions.
At Access Health, we believe there's a difference between care and caring. We know you by name, and our 26 locations keep you healthy so that you can do the things that truly matter.
We won't raise your rates just because of an accident. Sure, everyone thinks they're a good driver. But when an accident happens, with Allstate, you don't have to worry, even if it's your fault. It's called accident forgiveness, and it starts the day you sign up. You're in good hands with Allstate.
As a former college football player, I realized that sports-related injuries can happen real fast. Hello, I'm Dr. Gross. If your child or grandchild is dealing with sports-related injuries, or maybe you're dealing with something that just won't go away, call me today and I can help you get back on the playing field. To better serve you, see us at one of our 3 locations in Beckley, Whipple, and Sophia at the numbers listed below. So take care of yourself. You deserve it.
Massey Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
Every bite better with Pepsi.
Dunkin' is here with your holiday helpers. Peppermint mocha and toasted white chocolate signature lattes. A touch of delicious holiday magic to help you seize the season. Sip through the holidays with signature lattes at Dunkin'. America runs on Dunkin'.
Ready to start the second half, and the start of the third quarter is brought to you by Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road in Beckley. Plan your New Year's Eve, a rockin' New Year's Eve at the bowling alley. For more information and to reserve your lane, you can dial Leisure Lanes at 304-253-7328. Well, Eric, I think you'd agree this is a very big possession. Beckley has cut into the lead. They scored the last 4 of the first half, an opportunity to score first here in the second half.
Yeah, and, it's imperative really coming out, and I keep using that word, but, you got to stay within striking distance because you don't have, as they turn it over.
Well, I think it got hit, and it did.
Not having the long, the long distance shooters that they've had in the past, you can't cut in the big leads, so you don't want to give up, a big lead here in this third quarter.
Yeah, every possession is very critical. You're right. You can't get back into games with the 3 ball. Is that Nelson drives to the basket, the ball's knocked out of bounds, and let's see if it will stay with Beckley.
With Beckley,
and it will. It'll stay with Beckley as we watch the replay.
Yeah, I think right here it goes off of the knee or the foot of a Princeton defender. The refs all over it.
They try to get the ball down low to Leilani Mans. It's intercepted. Good job by Sarver. And here comes Collins back the other way for Princeton. Little short shot left of the lane is too short, and there's Gunner with the rebound for Beckley. Able to get the ball over to Walker.
I'm impressed with Alyssa Walker. I mean, she's done a great job, in spurts.
Sarah Hopkins had a good look on a 3, couldn't get it to go, but Nelson on the offensive boards puts the shot up, and it won't go. Mans, and let's see, we got a whistle and a held ball, and it'll go over to Princeton.
Yeah, that's one thing that Mans does a good job, and Coach Neighbors is instructing her. She does a good job of getting rebounds sometimes, but makes herself small, and what I mean by that is she brings the ball down. If she can keep that up above her head and get it up in the basket, she can shoot a lot of and-ones.
Yeah, she's 6'2", and she's the biggest girl on the floor for either team. As there's a foul on Beckley on the drive on the baseline. And that foul will go against Carson Gunner, a freshman, as we watch the replay here.
Bumped her with the lower body there.
So Princeton inbounds, a little short shot right of the lane is in. I was screened out. I couldn't tell who got that. I do think it was Maddie Stull who got that bucket for Princeton. Nevertheless, it will take the lead out to 8. It is Stull, I'm told. They get the ball down low. Here's Leilani Mans with the finish right of the lane.
Good answer by the Beckley Flying Eagles, getting it down low to Mans, and that will be her 5th point of the night.
Nice power move right of the lane. And that's what you want Mans to do, or any low-post player, if you can just catch, shoot, and then be able to score, be able to finish like that. Collins with a nice drive, tacks the basket, lays it up and in. That's a good-looking player, and I knew that from last year. A very experienced player is Asia Collins. The lead 8 for Princeton. Biggest lead has been 10. on a couple occasions. Walker down the lane, puts up the shot and draw the foul.
And that's going to be Walker picking up one on, I think that's going to be on Stahl. No, they whistled that on Collins. That'll be the team's first. Collins picks up the foul.
So that'll get Walker to the line to shoot a pair for Beckley. Princeton scored the last 5 of the opening quarter and led 12-11. They led, as I mentioned, by 10 on a couple occasions. And the halftime lead was 6 at 25-19. And here in the third, they lead by 8 as the first free throw is no good. And Walker will shoot the back end of the 2-shot opportunity. Free throw on its way. She gets 1 of 2, trims the Princeton lead to 7.
Well, Princeton playing with this lead has really brought Beckley out of their zone.
Little floater doesn't go for Collins, but she hustles to get her own rebound.
The 2 Beckley defenders, rebounders there, and that's a tough entry pass by Princeton.
And Princeton will turn it over as Mack will check into the Beckley lineup. And, you know, you had mentioned Mack, a freshman, and coming off the bench, I think she can be a real spark plug for this Beckley team.
Well, every time she's come in, she's, you know, you see her youth a little bit, but she's been able to help create some turnovers, and you could tell she's going to round into a good basketball player.
Like I said, the only thing to be a better player is get more time, and that's a good-looking shot, even though it didn't go in for Mans. I like where she caught it in the low post, spun into the lane, even though the shot didn't go. I think that Brian Neighbors, he can live with that.
Yeah, she spun to her strong hand and, you know, got up the little baby hook and just not able to get the shot to fall. But that's what you want to do if you're Beckley, if you want to trim into this lead.
Here's Princeton. Beckley playing a tight man-to-man now as they get the ball into the lane. Leilani Mans with a rejection. And another rejection. Ball's loose. Princeton just beat Beckley to the loose balls that time, and it'll be a Beckley foul.
And Leilani stood tall there, literally for Beckley as she was able to block 2 shots, and I think Gunner picks up the foul for Beckley.
So it'll be a couple free throws for Kaylee Wright. The first one is no good. As Walker checks back into the Beckley lineup, Sarah Hopkins will have a seat. And here comes the second free throw by Wright. And she's right with this one.
And Wright able to tally her 11th point as they push the lead to 8.
So I would guess Wright with 11 leads all scores, correct?
Yes.
And there's a Beckley foul once Princeton got the steal as Sarver is fouled. And I think this is a real danger point, too, because the lead has been 10 on a couple occasions. It's 8 right now, and you still got 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. And right now, that is the third team foul on Beckley. There's Princeton. Beckley out of that zone, man-to-man. Collins down in the paint, puts up the shot. It's a little short. Mans comes out of there with the rebound.
And, you know, I think Mans altered that shot.
Offensive foul as Walker used her elbow to clear out, and that was a good call by the official.
That was the correct call.
Yes. We'll watch the replay. Watch right here.
Yeah,
easy play. She clears out with her left forearm.
Gave her the old arm bar.
Yep. See, back in our day, like what foul? Huh? You can call that back, 100 years ago when I played with the Peach Baskets.
And right now, that's a fourth team foul on Beckley. And Princeton with the next foul will shoot 2 the rest of the quarter.
And try to have a give and go that time, and they had to give without the go. And Beckley able to get the ball in the turnover. Here's Walker with it. Coming up on the halfway point of quarter number 3. Walker on the drive. And, you know, that particular possession, Eric, I think maybe Walker, even though Beckley's going to retain possession, I think she dribbled the ball maybe a little too much on that possession.
And I think Coach Brian Neighbors was wanting her to play a little 2-man game right here and try to get it down low to Mans.
Spots up for a 3, it doesn't go, and as you said, Eric, and which is true, that's the one thing that we saw so far through the first half, and now halfway into this third quarter. What's missing from this Beckley team is teams in the past the ability, at least tonight, to knock down the 3 ball.
Yeah, to shoot for distance, and that's going to be key moving forward. But I think once you get Josie Cross, you know, who's capable knocking it down from anywhere. When you get her back, that'll be another dynamic added to this team for sure.
Here's Princeton, Stoll. They're right on the drive, right into the lane, puts up the shot and draws the foul. That's a good take to the basket by Kaylee Wright, and she'll get to the free throw line to shoot a pair.
Yeah, I think they're going to get Mans on the reach right there. This is the first time she's swatted down, all evening. She's done a great job, for the most part, staying vertical, and that'll be 2 free throws from here on out in the first and the third quarter.
As Wright rattles home the first one. Beckley dips into its bench. Sarah Hopkins back into the lineup. And also Candace Reed, who I've been really impressed with, also back into the Beckley lineup.
Yes, definitely. She's really come in and given them, good free throw shooting and also, good on the board, good work on the boards.
Here's Sarah Hopkins for 3. It doesn't go. And Princeton now with the ball in a 10-point advantage. This equals the largest lead of the game, trying to add to it. Sarver into the lane. Nice bounce pass down low and one. And Princeton has its largest lead of the game as Hurt does some hurt on Beckley with a beautiful pass by Sarver and a nice finish by Hurt.
Yeah, Sarver does a good job of a little penetration and the bounce pass, and Beckley late to rotate and an easy 2. And Princeton's is going to try to polish off the three-point play.
Carly Hurt does just that, as she does polish off the three-point play, and it gives Princeton the biggest advantage in the game, a 13-point lead coming up here on the 3-minute mark of the third quarter. Coach Neighbors wants a timeout. Timeout on the floor. We'll take it with them. Be right back, streaming live here on Video Productions.
General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
City National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment champion mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
And we welcome you back to Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School out of the timeout as Princeton has its biggest lead of the game, 35-22. I want to tell you about the good folks of Indoor Air. Indoor Air is a proud sponsor of girls high school basketball. For all your heating and cooling needs, you can dial up the good people. You're a Amana dealer at Indoor Air at 304-890-2212. And a good timeout by Coach Neighbors, as we talked about, Eric. You can't let that 8-10-point lead balloon to 15, and it got as big as it is now at 13. And here's Beckley out of the timeout. Mack into the ball game. Here's a 3 by Walker. It's not there. And nice job by Nelson on the putback, and it won't go. And maybe Mack perhaps got away with a foul there, but back the other way, Sarver takes it hard to the glass, in and out. Heartbreak. That ball was halfway down as they battle for the loose ball on the floor. The arrow will give it to Beckley.
Yeah, and good hustle by both teams. As Beckley on the offensive end was able to get the rebound, Nelson, and just not able to get anything to fall right now, and they're in desperate need of a basket on this possession.
Yeah, each team had a shot that you think that was going to go in, and neither did, as Princeton will extend the pressure. And they're really trying to wear Beckley down, really making Beckley work to try to get the ball up the floor. As Sarah Hopkins able to bring it up. Nice nifty move behind her back, but she ended up losing it, and Princeton has numbers. And Sarver draws the foul, and she gets to the line. Really not a bad foul by Mack. You don't want to give up the layup.
Yeah, Mack was able to get back and pick up the foul, but did not give up the easy bucket, as Coach Neighbors is going to have to get Leilani Mans back in.
And Rachel Pritt.
Yes.
As the first free throw is up and in by Sarver, and that extends the Princeton lead to 14, which is the biggest lead of the ball game, as Nelson and Hopkins will have a seat. Sarver shoots the back end of the two-shot opportunity, and she knocks it down. 15-point advantage, biggest lead of the game now for Princeton. And I'm sure if you're Beckley, you don't want Leilani Manns bringing it up. She's able to get it across. Get the ball down low, and there's a foul on Princeton. Get the ball down low to Reed.
And that'll only be Princeton's second team foul, of the quarter.
So Princeton's going to dip into its bench, and it'll be Chloe Clendenin into the Princeton lineup. Leilani Manns to put it in play for Beckley. Pritt for three on the right side. Got it. The first three ball of the night for Beckley, and Pritt delivers. Ring the bell from downtown.
Now defensively, they just need to get some stops.
Beautiful pass, and Collins can't finish, a little too strong. Manns comes down to there with it, and we'll have a held ball. The possession area will keep it with Princeton.
Manns is getting all kinds of rebounds, just getting tied up, on those rebounds, and she's doing a great job on the glass.
Here's Princeton, nice drive into the lane, off the glass, up and in. Kaylee Wright, a really good-looking player, and a beautiful drive off the window, and a bucket, a 14-point advantage for the Lady Tigers.
Yeah, good attack, taking advantage of what the defense is giving them.
Mack will dial it up from three, and that's a little too strong, and it'll be out of bounds over to Princeton. But the one thing, Eric, it's been really a struggle for Beckley to score here tonight. They had 11 points at the quarter. They had 19 at the break and have only 25 now as we play the final 140 of quarter number 3.
Yeah, they're working on a 6-point quarter right now.
And now Beckley will get back in his zone. Princeton's biggest lead is 15. It's 14 now. Sarver on the drive, and she gets fouled by Mack. So that'll be out of bounds. Sarver will put it in play. No, actually it won't. I was looking at the scoreboard. I'm saying, wait a minute, that's 5 fouls.
Yes.
And they kept inbounding the ball. And I'm like, am I looking at that backwards? And it took a little while. I know it's everybody's first game, but I thought, yeah, it is and should be free throws, or it should be and it is free throws, something like that. Sarver knocks down the first of 2. And this equals the largest lead of the game at 15.
And Sarver's 3 of 3 from the charity stripe.
Yeah, she's played well tonight for Princeton. Sarver can knock this one down. It'll be Princeton's biggest lead, and she can't do it. And Pritt comes out of there with the rebound, and then Sarver commits the foul, but only the third foul on Princeton.
Yeah, only the third team foul.
And the one thing, Eric, right, as we look at I think there's been less free throws tonight than what we normally get in most of these games.
Oh, exactly right. I mean, I love the way it resets.
Yeah. I wish they would have done this like a long time ago. Of course, back in the day, way back when, this is how they used to do it. So here's Walker on the attack as we're coming up on the final minute of the third quarter. And there's a foul on Sarver, a little too aggressive. And that's the fourth foul.
So to answer your question, Maris, is 11 free throws shot by Princeton and 10 by Beckley.
Yeah, and last year we had teams shooting 25 and 30 foul shots.
Yes.
In both boys and girls. As Beckley throws it away, nope, I beg your pardon. Collins was the last to touch it for Princeton, trying to get the ball to Mack. So Pritt to put it in play for Beckley. Had a nice chat with Beckley head basketball coach Ron Kidd, and he said he's going to go home and grade papers and watch you and I, Eric. So, Coach Kidd, if you're watching, this shout out from Eric and I. We'll see Coach Kidd again on Saturday when we do their scrimmage, the boys of Beckley taking on Hurricane.
Yeah, I'm excited to see.
Little floater is good by Walker.
And that must be Walker's shot, because that's the second nice runner that she's made.
Also, I have to say, Eric, I don't know if you had a chance, as there's a drive. Shot's no good, and it's put back. It goes in a foul. Nice play by Hurt. But what I was going to say is I had an opportunity to talk to Dave Barksdale before the game as he was here. In fact, as we watched the replay, but Coach Dave Barksdale is once again helping out with the boys team, and him and I had a nice little chat here this evening. I don't know if you had a chance to see him or not.
No, I think he was already gone, but it's always a pleasure seeing Coach Barksdale.
Yes, him and I, we have a lunch plan coming up here pretty soon. Pritt gets it, will spot up, trying to knock down her second three. That's a little too strong, but Matt gets the rebound. Walker will dial it up, and that three won't go. And Collins runs it down. Final half minute here for the third. And good hustle by Walker to come from behind and knock the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, not give up on the play. And Walker did a good job of recovering and trying to get the steal there.
3 from the corner is no good. That was put up by Hurt. Battle for the rebound. Ball's loose. And Collins comes out of there with it for a minute. The ball's still loose. Down on the floor they go. 1st and 10. We finish football. That looked like a play at the goal line right there, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. It did. Looked like someone fumbled the ball and they were trying to recover it. But good hustle by both teams.
By the way, speaking of football, I want to wish the Princeton Tigers the best of luck in their first ever football championship game as they'll take on Martinsburg. And, of course, Martinsburg, it's pretty much been their show over the last, 15 years.
Yeah, I had a couple of guys at work said that they built, a separate locker room for Martinsburg up at the state tournament because they're there so much.
Mans will dial up the 3. Yeah, the Super
6.
Super 6. The football will, as the shot is up and doesn't go, and that's the end of the third quarter. It's a 15-point advantage for Princeton, 42-27 at the end of 3. Back with the fourth quarter after this on Video Productions.
Again, Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our new Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back to the fourth quarter, or as we head to the fourth quarter, I should say. In the fourth quarter, brought to you by Cracker Barrel. The fine folks at Cracker Barrel. I think our screen went black. Yeah, we got it back there. And this is our first game, so ladies and gentlemen, just bear with us. Is trying to get got a couple new things going on here tonight, and so far some of it's worked and some of it hasn't, but that's how live television is. But by the way, we thank the fine folks at Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel, one of our sponsors as we start the fourth quarter. And Cracker Barrel with locations in both Beckley and Princeton. The fine folks at Cracker Barrel, the country store. Love me some pig, love me some sausage, love me some bacon from the fine folks at Cracker Barrel. 15-point advantage for Princeton as we start the fourth quarter, and Princeton has possession of the ball. Got a new player in the game for Princeton. Her first time into the ball game, and that's Mullins into the game. Ari Mullins for the Lady Tigers. Here's a 3-ball hit of the lane. It's no good. That shot put up by Wright, and Sarah Hopkins with it now. Trying to get the ball hit to Nelson, and they throw it away to Beckley.
That's just a tough angle. That's one thing that Beckley's going to have to work on, and they will, is the spacing on fast breaks.
And let's see, as the ball goes out of bounds, and Princeton turns it over to Beckley. So each team turns it over here in the first possession of the fourth quarter here.
Yeah, and Beckley needs some early points here to try to chew into this lead if they want to have a chance to try to claw back into this.
And they turn it right over to the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins. So our producer and director's like, this is really getting in tune with the game. And he didn't fumble or anything. The heavy hitter was paying attention as he was able to make that catch.
And what they need to know, as he was holding a camera.
That's right. He had a camera in one hand and then was able to catch it in the other. As Mack will check back into the ball game for Beckley. So here's Princeton with the ball and up 15, biggest lead of the game. The biggest thing that I have a takeaway, and we still got a whole quarter left, Eric, was Beckley just had a hard time scoring. And when you have the injuries that they have as Princeton turns it over, And as you said, Josie Cross would make such a big difference with her presence, not just shooting the three, which you can, but her presence inside.
Yeah.
You have to respect her game inside. That could free up Beckley girls for those looks.
Just her presence and her versatility alone, high basketball IQ, and she's just going to have to really be a leader, the leader that she is, and really help these young ones along.
We're going to keep it right here. We're going to tell you about some of our sponsors, including the fine folks at United Coal. United Coal, if you want to work close to home, then you can come join the team in Infinity Coal Company located in Sophia, which has been in operation since 2011. Infinity Coal Company offers no deductible health insurance with dental and vision coverage. They also offer a company-paid life insurance, prescription drug coverage, and a company matching 401k plan. And the fine folks at Infinity Coal. Also want to tell you about the fine folks at Cracker Barrel Country Store. Love me some Cracker Barrel with locations in Beckley and Princeton. Also the fine folks of Modley's Plumbing and Heating. Modley's. You can dial them up, 253-HELP. And that's about as easy number to remember. 253-HELP, whatever that comes out to on your phone dial.
Hey, I know that number well.
Yeah, I know it well, too, because they do a lot of work.
They do a
for
good
both
job
you and I.
as well.
They do an excellent
Yes.
job. I'm going to see them tomorrow, by the way. All right, out of the timeout, 15-point advantage for Princeton. And Beckley will have the ball as Gunner will put the ball in play, Carson Gunner. You know, that's one thing, too. We talked about this, Eric, at one point, Beckley having all this youth movement. There's going to be some growing pains, especially when they go on the road as we get in really into the meet. And start with a tough opponent like Princeton. They've had some growing pains here tonight, but I think fans and coaches will just have to be a little patient as Beckley turns it over there.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And, wow.
Walker out of bounds, almost ended up in our laps.
She did a good job of saving herself right there.
Yep. Well, I was afraid she's going to hit her head on the corner of the table there.
Yeah, and the thing you have to really tip your hat to, though, I don't think playing with a lot of freshmen without having played a JV game and playing in their first varsity action, they've been pretty respectable.
Here's a nice drive, and the shot is not there. That was a good take that time. That was Burner, and Burner couldn't get the shot to go. But it'll stay with Princeton. But you're right, Eric. I mean, as I mentioned, use the analogy, like they were, like you said, and you're right, they were pushed in the pool. They just weren't thrown in the pool. They were shoved in the pool and went down, and now had to come back out to swim, right. But like I said, you know, you've got to go through some tough times, and rather go through the tough times early in the year if that's the case, which has been tonight. And, you know, Princeton's a really veteran team here.
Yes.
As the play getting a little sloppy there, and we got a foul.
I think that's going to be on Princeton on Mullins, Ari Mullins.
As Sarah Hopkins checks back in, also Asia Collins back in for Princeton.
Princeton starting to dip into their bench as Allie Parks.
Allie Parks, her first action of the night.
First action of the night.
So Beckley will have it. Princeton's going to show full court pressure. And once again, a teachable moment. Coach Kidd with his arm around Walker and just trying to, you know, go over some things here. And that's the one thing without, you know, able to bring the ball up over pressure. As Sarah Hopkins gets triple teamed and they take it away. And here's Princeton. A layup, a nice play by Pritt.
No, and I think that they got that call wrong.
I think you're right, because the official's going to come in and reverse the call. Nice hustle play by Pritt.
It was blocked by Beckley, but it was caught in the out of bounds area.
By Princeton. We got it right here on the replay. And I thought Princeton overpassed it, and it was caught. It should be Beckley's ball. The officials are great job of officiating, and you're on top of it, and the officials do a great job. They huddle. The main thing is they get it right.
Yep, got it right. Good job.
So
that's why there's 6 eyes out there.
Well,
and with you and me, there's like
it's like 12 of them out there. Just give me a whistle over here. Hey, where's Jay Rutledge when you need him? I gotta have somebody to knock.
Yeah, that's right.
If he's watching, I doubt that he is, but I'm sure some of his referee friends, all 2 of them, is probably watching. Oh, and I mean two of his friends, because I'm sure we got a lot of viewers, and we appreciate your attendance here watching tonight here on Video Productions. Nice little spin move in a bucket.
It was.
Nice little play that time by Mullins.
Ari Mullins with 2 gets into the scorebook.
Biggest lead of the game right here at 17. 5.5 minutes to go here in the fourth. Here's Nelson into the lane, a little swooper. It goes, and she's fouled. Nice play by Nelson.
And Nelson picks her 8th point up of the contest with a chance to polish off a 3-point play.
Yeah,
here.
I like that. I can see her into the lane. Samala Nelson. She played 2 years ago. She didn't play last year.
Got a little rust on her, but, you know, effort and athleticism, that's what you get out of with her.
And the free throw is good, so she does complete the 3-point play and trim the lead from 17 to 14.
And right now, with 5 minutes to go, if you want to make a run here, Beckley, this is the time.
Well, and they're going to have to do it on the defensive end, but if you get stops as they just did, they've got to be able to score out of it. And there's a nice pass by Sarah Hopkins, but the ball is deflected, picked up by Nelson, and we've got a jump ball, and the possession will stay with Beckley.
So right here, I think Princeton, if Beckley will get a bucket here, I bet they'll get into their bench a little bit and get some of those starters back in, because 5 minutes ago, that's a lot of possessions left in the game.
Pritt to inbound. It'll come back out to Sarah Hopkins. She'll dial up a deep 3. Back iron won't go, but Nelson skied for a potential rebound, and then we'll have a held ball in the arrow this time in Princeton's favor. But good hustle and good effort, but Sarah Hopkins, she had a good look. I don't think, even though that was a deep 3, she's very capable of making that.
She's very capable of making it. I have no problem with that shot. And especially right there, if you make that 3, that'll really get, ignite the team a little bit.
Here's a 3 ball from the far corner, and that's no good. That shot put up by Connor. Now it'll go over the bucket and out of bounds, over the backboard rather. So we're under 5 minutes for the game, and I'm with you, Eric. I think if Beckley, if they have a run in them, I think they have to do it here. As they bring Walker back into the game, Pritt will have a seat.
Yeah, right now is the time to break this pressure and maybe get you a easy bucket.
Here's Mack with it, and she'll draw the foul. But that's only the second team foul, so it'll be a common foul, and Princeton will call a timeout. So timeout on the floor, 4:44 for the game, 14-point lead for Princeton. We'll be right back on Video Productions.
General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
City National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment champion mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
Well, the final 4:44 remaining here in the fourth quarter, Eric, and a 14-point lead for Princeton, and really what has been for the first game of the season. As I mentioned a couple times earlier, when I got to the gym, I had no real idea of what we were going to get from either team. And I knew Beckley was going to have a new look, and the team was going to be totally different. I did not know that Josie Cross wasn't going to play tonight till I got here, and I didn't know that Alana Ellis wasn't going to play. So right there is 2 starters, and especially Alana Ellis. She was hurt the biggest part of last year, but really losing Josie Cross, who's one of your team leaders. So considering all that, as Sarah Hopkins has it, and she turns it over. But considering all that, I think it's been a fairly well-played game.
Yeah, and they have a lot of correctable things, a lot of turnovers, just turnovers that you can really correct, and I think there's a lot to build on.
And it is just the first game. Of course, you have these young players that need to grow up. Here's a 3-ball dialed up for Princeton, and Sarver on the putback draws the foul. But, I mean, night in and night out, these young players for Beckley will be tested. But playing at home's one thing, but also when they go on the road was really something else.
It'll be like a different environment, and just it'll be some growing pains, but But the key is from now, to grow until March and just see what you have then.
Because Beckley's next game, I had their schedule here. I think it's South Charleston, see who they have in their next game. As Sarver misses the first one, she shoots the back end, and she missed them both. And Nelson tracks down the rebound. So here's Beckley in the front court, coming up on the final 4 minutes here of regulation. There's a three put up, and that shot's not close. Maybe not the shot
Turnover
that Brian Neighbors wanted, but Beckley fortunate enough to get it back. That shot put up Gunner. And I also think she might have rushed that shot a little bit.
Yeah, just real quick shooting it. With 4:08 to go, though, you do need points, but you can't start until you make the first one.
Nice entry pass by Sarah Hopkins to Leilani Manns. Leilani Manns able to catch, shoot, and score. Nice finish, and that's what Beckley gets out of that. But down 12, Eric, as we go under 4 for the game, Beckley's got to get stops, and once again, like I said, be able to score off of those stops. Collins has it on the drive, little floater. That's too strong, but Sarver comes up with a big offensive rebound. And into the lane, a little short shot doesn't go for Princeton, and Mann's able to clear the boards for Beckley. 3.5 for the game. Nice drive. Walker, little runner, doesn't go, and Princeton comes out of there with it. Collins on the move. Collins is cut off by Nelson. Smart play by Collins to bring it out and dial it up from distance. That's short. Leilani Manns with another rebound.
This
Here's
could be
Nelson.
an and one.
Nelson goes strong to the basket. Well, she's going to get to the line. Good, strong move, and it's a smart foul.
Yeah,
you don't want to give up the bucket.
A smart foul, and also a great pass, by Addison Walker of getting it out in front and giving Nelson a chance to get maybe 2, possibly 3, but she'll have to make them both at the free throw line here.
So Nelson's first free throw is not any good. It's one thing when you get to the line, then you got to make them. So the first free throw is no good, as Abby Honecker will check in to the Princeton lineup. Also back into the lineup, Kaylee Wright, and she has really been right tonight for Princeton as Nelson misses both. So 2 costly misses there, and Collins now, as we approach 3 minutes left in the game, will walk it up. There's a nice drive to the basket. Shot doesn't go. Offensive rebound. Nice putback. Once again, Kaylee Wright right on time. And the lead back to 14. We'll have a quick post-game show. Then we'll, this weekend on Video Productions, we'll have multiple games. We'll have scrimmage of the boys' games. We'll have Princeton. I'm told they're going to have 6 players in the scrimmage. Of course, their football team, of course, playing in the AAA championship at Wheeling as Walker dials up for 3, doesn't go. Gunner with the offensive rebound. They battle for the ball, and we got a whistle. And it's a held ball to stay with Beckley. But anyway, Eric, you and I will have St. Albans and Princeton. And then we will have Shady and South Charleston on the boys' side. And then on Saturday, we'll have Parkersburg South, George Washington as Sarah Hopkins shoots the 3. It doesn't go. We will also have the Beckley boys team against Hurricane as Nelson does a good job battling, and she'll draw the foul.
Yeah, did a good job of getting 2 shots up. Her effort has been there tonight. She's 1 of 3 from the free throw line, and right now possessions are running thin for Beckley if they're to getting back in this game.
So 2 shots for Nelson, and now what do we got here? Got an official's timeout. Maybe they're seeing who the foul was on. Also, Eric, I was telling the schedule, we're going to have Ripley and Greenbrier East, and then we'll close it out with Independence and Wyoming East. So, those are 6 quality games that you and I will be broadcasting this week. They're all scrimmages on the boys' side on video production as Nelson makes the first of 2.
Yeah, and, all these teams in southern West Virginia and across the state are really ready to get basketball season up and cranking.
So Nelson makes them both, trims the lead to 12. But, Beckley's not really been able to get any closer than really 12 points. They've not been able to get the lead here in this fourth quarter into single digits.
Yeah, and every time, they've had multiple shots, just not ever able to get anything to fall. And Princeton's doing a good job here just working.
Beckley can be a little more aggressive, too, because they only have 1 team foul. But Princeton just trying to run clock here now as we're under 2 minutes for the game. And if you're Beckley, you might start thinking about fouling here, because you got to foul 4 more times. Collins' little nifty move looked like she kind of hooked Walker that time.
May have gotten away with the hook there.
But Princeton just running clock. So Beckley's going to have to make a commit to make a foul. And I think they're trying to. Collins just dribbling now to Sarver. Princeton just running clock right now. And there's a foul. There's a lot of contact they didn't call, and then they called that. And like I said, it's an experienced group. They've done a good job as Walker was trying to foul. Yeah, like I said, that's the second team foul. They got to foul 3 more times.
And Princeton was able to run a
lot
minute
of clock.
and a second off.
Yeah. They need to really foul like right away, I think, if you're Beckley here.
Yeah, if you don't get that initial quick steal, you definitely have to foul.
And then I think we do have a foul that was screened out, or no, it was just knocked out of bounds. But Princeton just taking time off the clock. Collins will have it. And right now, it doesn't look like Beckley's going to come out and foul, and Princeton very just content to we're under a minute. And now Sarah Hopkins does commit the foul, but I'm really surprised they didn't do that 15 seconds earlier.
Yes.
So Reed and Pritt wait to check in. And now they do. I guess going defense, offense. But you're down 12 as Beckley with 49 seconds left in the game.
Yeah, you just got to. You still have 2 more fouls to get.
Right, so you got to really, to me, you got to foul right away. And they, I guess, have chosen not to.
Yeah, you got to get up on her.
Yeah, Princeton can just run the clock out here as we're coming up on 30 seconds for the game, and maybe that's what's going to happen. Maybe Beckley just waving the white flag here. There's a backdoor cut, and Collins goes to the glass and scores. So 48-34, the final 20 seconds of this one. Like I said, we'll have a quick wrap-up as we have a held ball, and Beckley turns it over to go to Princeton. Well, 17 seconds now, Eric. I would think if you didn't foul back with over a minute, you're probably not going to foul now, and Princeton can just dribble it out. And looks like that's what's going to happen. There's no need for Princeton to shoot. There's no need for Beckley to foul, and Princeton will just dribble out the final 10 seconds, and Princeton's going to win the game by 14 with 1.5. So Princeton's going to get the first win of the season. They'll go to 1-0. Beckley will fall to 0-1 as the ball comes in, and Collins will launch up a 3. She almost made it, and the ball game is over. Your final score is Princeton 48, Beckley 34. We'll take our first break in the Pioneer Community Bank post-game show and come back and wrap this one up here on Video Productions.
I'm Leanna Burnett, owner of Window World of Beckley. At Window World, we are proud to deliver exterior solutions that are beautiful, affordable, and guaranteed for life. We do things the right way. Honest pricing, no gimmicks, and thousands of satisfied customers. Call Window World of Beckley today at 1-800-NEXT-WINDOW and have your new windows, siding, and doors before winter. Window World of Beckley, family owned,
nationally known.
Hey, grab me one too.
Football Football season is starting and the all-star lineup of new Kias are here at Friendship Kia of Beckley. We have the playbook to help you score the big win on your new Kia purchase. We make sure you get the best price with almost all of our new cars priced at invoice. And don't forget, we have one of the largest selections of inventory to help find you that perfect ride. We have a roster full of non-commissioned sales staff and an any reason 7-day exchange program. So get off the bench and get a new Kia from your friends at Friendship Kia of Beckley.
We're dealing! You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us. New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton. Or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us. New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
And we welcome you back to Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School. I'm Maris Lowry with Eric Thomas. And the final score of this one, Princeton defeats Beckley by the score of 48-34. Princeton 1-0, Beckley 0-1. Princeton led 12-11 at the end of the first quarter. Princeton led 25-19 at the break. They extended their lead to 15, 42-27. They led by as many as 17 in the game, and they end up winning by 14, 48-34. We're going to go inside the numbers of this game, and inside the numbers are brought to you by United Coal. United Coal and Infinity Coal. And right now you can apply for a job at Infinity Coal Company. You can apply online through the Facebook page at United Coal Company, or you can pick up an application at the Guard Shack located on the Independence Road in Sophia. And also being brought to you by Edward Jones. Edward Jones, your financial advisors. You got to make plans even if you haven't retired like I have, but when you retire, you need to have some financial advisors. And Edward Jones, Heather Cantley at 304-254-9995, or Wayne Rhodes at 304-253-7335. So Patna, Eric, we'll turn it over to you. You have the final numbers of this Princeton victory.
Okay, once again, the final score is Princeton 48, Beckley 34, and Princeton was led in scoring tonight by Kaylee Wright. She had 17 points on the evening, and Asia Collins, pretty good 1-2 punch. Asia Collins had 12 points, and Princeton was able to knock down 5 3-point field goals to Beckley's 1. Beckley was led in scoring by Somalia Nelson, the only person for Beckley to get into double figures. She had 11. Leilani Mans had 7, and Addison Walker 5, and Candace Reed off the bench with 4 points. One positive for Beckley, they were 11-15 at the free throw line, and Princeton was made 8 of 13 from the free throw line.
All right, so we'll take one more break, come back and wrap it up here on Video Productions.
Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our New Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. You keep us going. Thank you.
Massey Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
Grab the one thing that everyone's loving, and as it happens, they come by the dozen. Everybody loves it, and everybody knows it. Everybody loves a donut.
We welcome you back here to Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School, and we're ready to wrap this up. And Eric, before we say goodbye, once again, just want to get your take on this first game of this girls' season here for 2023-2024.
Beckley, they'll have some growing pains, but as you stated, I think I was more impressed with what I saw, than what I didn't see. I think they have a lot of youth. They'll be able to mix in, when they get Josie Cross back, who is going to be the key cog and definitely their best player, to give them some oomph, on the scoring end of things. But I really think they'll, have some growing pains, but I look forward to see what this team looks like in March.
Yeah, and that's the key. It's not always where you are now here, and we normally say December, but first time ever playing a regular season game in November, not where you're at in November or early December, where you're at, as you mentioned, Eric, toward the end of the season to the second week of March, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about, and hats off to Princeton. Princeton, they look like their team will grow as well, and they mixed in, a lot of youth with some veterans. But both of these teams, I look forward to seeing them down the road.
Yeah, no question. Princeton got to the state tournament a year ago. No question they can definitely get back again this year.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, that'll wrap it up. Once again, the final score, Princeton beats Beckley 48-34 for our crew here. We thank everybody here at Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School for making our broadcast possible. We also thank the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, doing another outstanding job producing and directing. The brains of the outfit, Faith Alexander on camera. For my partner, Eric Thomas, I'm Maris Lowry, repeating the final score. Princeton beats Beckley tonight, 48-34. Good night, everybody.